are locked away in the market position. Tarek
doesn't know where Flamey is, but
here, maybe that's it. Takes down Electronic, quick flashbang through the window, trying to get some information, trying to get another player down. And he knows that actually he's pushed them all the way back in market. He's created so much space for himself in this 1 versus 2.
Unbelievable effort from Tarek already. The area he's just forced away from the CTs is ridiculous. Now, where is he? That's the question.
He clears that, he gets that information as well with his swing, and then he just knows exactly how to play it, how to peek it, and how to clutch it. NRG, what a pivotal moment for them. They've almost broken the money of NaVi. They need to just get one more big buy. Of course, NaVi have that big loss bonus working in their favor, but they're going to be hard to deal with. Even though NaVi clutch.
Just imagine the thumbnail that's going to go along with that highlight for Tarek on his YouTube account. Eyeballs going to be all over the place.
That was something special from Tarek.
It's a rousing clutch from Tarek. It's a rousing clutch. It's what they need when they've got so much opportunity to take it in 2. Once again, both teams are somehow on the buy. Breeze has got a Mach 10. Only one player doesn't have a helmet, but that moving accuracy can be enough to drive bys. The 2-pack and biggie weapon. Stanley Frick from Simple and B bomb site being victimized by what
2 versus 4. Simple started it off so well. Tarek are the ones left in this 2v1. They've got 2 air. Tarek will find that out. The hard one is in the apartments. Running just picks up another kill, but it's all on him. 3, 1 more to go as Flamey makes his way forwards, and Cirque knows exactly where he is. There goes the flick. He can't land it. It's almost there, but Flamey takes the kill. But the time, James, anyway. There's no time, and he's going to have to fall back, and Cirque has done it. That is outrageous. How are NRG pulling these rounds back? I can't imagine the dent that will do to the morale of NaVi.
NRG cannot be stopped on Mirage. Whether they go A, whether they go B, they victimize NaVi time and time again. Still, the only round NaVi have won in this half is the round with 3 rifles with an A stack. That's it. That's the only highlight they've had. Cirque 21 for 12 at the moment, and he's looking for more. He's hungry for more. He's got a Krieg on this occasion, of course. He did die after winning, well, before winning the round, or I guess during. Anyway, NRG posted up now on the A bomb site. They're keeping it extremely simple, not doing it overly complicated. Just bursting from site to site. Minimal time for NaVi to respond.
Yeah, keeping that presence really high here towards that A-bomb site. Lots of grenades going in, making it really difficult here for the CT side to hold on. It's going to be a huge challenge to get back into this bomb site. They do have retake utility. Boomich with a forward position. They haven't spotted him just yet, but Stan turns around in time, deals with Boomich, and now there's 3 for NaVi coming back in for the retake.
You start to wonder if it's the end of the line for NaVi. 3v3 with, they've got a diffuse kit on Zeus, who's in that short position. They seem to be considering it, but surely that is the big red button. They've got to cancel. They don't have position. They're limited on time. They've got to hold on to what they can. And once again, NRG will expect an aggressive play in the next round. They know Simple's alive. They know there's an AWP. And they know they're 3 rounds away from victory.
NRG are really stepping up here. It's so good to see in a playoff format, and they are pushing NaVi to the limits. NaVi need to find something NaVi's economy not in the best place in the world, but because of the loss bonus, of course, they are able to get the buys in, and the AWPs will continue for Simple, which is perhaps one of the most important things, of course, for their success on Mirage. And NRG, I feel like, James, they're entering this territory where it doesn't feel like you can make any wrong move. Everything that your intuition is telling you is exactly what you need to do to win. They can move forwards throughout the map with so much fluidity, with so much confidence.
In terms of form, they might just be the best team at the major right now.
It is crazy, isn't it? Cirque is 22 for 12 right now. He is having quite the game. And Tarek as well, 18 for 14. They're doing some damage.
Yeah, but let's not forget, NaVi were looking strong earlier. And there's only 2 rounds between the teams. That said, NaVi have won 1 round in this half. And the half is almost over. And if the half is over soon, they may not have any more halves to play in this major. Simple on AWP, the only one on server for this particular round. Waiting, and again, NRG maybe looking for an aggressive play. They will, for the most part, keep things honest, and that's a great response from Zeus. About time he inflicted some pain on his opponent in this position.
And that does make things a little bit easier, but well, so much more work to be done. Again, you know, NRG have shown now time and again that they are really confident in these clutches when they're down a player or two. They still manage to find a way back into the rounds, and they have middle, or at least they're working on full middle control. Of course, they need to get connector or shorts, and they are working on that connector control now. We get the deep connector smoke. That is the must-learn smoke if you are going to be smoking that position as a T player. So you can take it over, and we'll see Ethan moving forwards there into position. And Simple is key here. The one thing that blows up a play like this, push through connector, is the AWP from Ticket.
They're going to be low on flashbangs, but they're high on rifles. Flamey delivering from default. Simple has nothing working for him right now. Flamey so key on default. Doesn't know where Stanislaw is just now. The bomb's on the floor. The rotation's coming in, and the time is low for Stan. He sees the shadow. He's looking for the trade fraggers. There's one of them. He can't find anything. He finds something now. 20 seconds. He can still do this. Rotating around default, but Flamey is not shy. He's not afraid. And now it's 12 to 13. You can see how badly Simple wants this. You can see the fist pumps.
That's so mad. I feel like if Stanislaw doesn't have so much time pressure, I feel like he gets that kill on default. You can see he was waiting for the peak, but eventually his hand is forced. He gets the nade out, and that's the moment where the big peak comes, where Flamey would have gone down immediately, and maybe everything would have been different. But NaVi, they needed that so badly. That round came at a key moment. Flamey is playing really well here for them, and it's going to be really crazy to see if they can find a way to bring this one back. Spending all their money once again, as is NRG. All the money's been thrown into the middle of the table here for this round as Flamey goes close on the A ramp, and we'll get another fast-moving round here. The setup with Electronic as well. Trade comes in, but it will favor NRG as they push forwards. Will Simple go ahead of this smoke? He's flashed off. Surely he can't go forwards, but Simple finds a way. But there is the trade, just as quick from Cirque.
No molly by the bench. He gets 1 kill. He's traded. Man advantage for NRG. Plenty of time. And the bomb's going down. It's getting planted while the smoke's up. Very, very key. Also key, Boomich is in T-spawn. And Tarek is too deep in mid to hear this. But now Boomich is alone. Cirque makes his way towards the ramp. The calls for NRG rise as they likely move to 14. Boomich has a kit. How much focus will there be for NRG? Does he consider going for it? Tarek's far away. The only person holding an angle is Ethan at the moment. And there is no challenge. You do wonder if the AWP is being saved. Ethan taken out. However, there is a player on the ramp who can stop this. The smoke doesn't go down fast enough. It's too late to defuse the bomb. Surely he will be denied. Cirque with the final frag. 14 to 12 NRG.
Right now, you know, the script really feels like there's just nothing that can stop NRG. Their momentum is really, really difficult to deal with. They are running over at NaVi like they are a tank, and this is the problem. NaVi struggling to stop the brute force approach from NRG. What will it take for NaVi to come back into this? I suppose this tactical pause is going to be the moment in which they try to figure out what that solution might look like. As we have just a moment to breathe, and NRG, this has been such an impressive performance so far, and they've been playing the pace game really well. A good mix of slow and fast, really trying to throw NaVi off their defensive timings. We're back into it. The freeze time has begun.
Again, it is maximum loss bonus for NaVi. So some of them will pick up a lot. Simple's bought down to $400. Boomic 1,000. Maybe Zeus drops an AWP in the next round. It's a calculated risk from NaVi. They're playing 1.5 rounds. Maybe there's opportunity for them. They've had some success putting players in the right place in terms of stacks and so on. We've got a nice position with the Deagle for Flamey, if he can hold it. Simple and Boomic, though, will be important with the rifles, and Boomic has made that forward play. These are the plays that NRG were looking for in previous rounds. Perhaps they've lost focus, though, not having it here. Look at the rotation. And again, there may be some sound cues that, I don't know if Simple or Zeus could hear that. Boomic now makes his way towards the underpass, and he finds a frag onto Tarek. Now, where does he go? Do NRG spend time trying to find his position and raising questions again for NaVi?
Well, that's the thing too, does that mean that the B defense is really light? But whatever it means, Sansel will find a frag onto Zeus, and Zeus is normally the B defender. Like, what does that tell them? As we've got Simple rotating into the market away from the B bomb site, because Boomic's position is so deep, and here comes the bomb!
No,
Ethan,
surely not!
And that's the bomb down in the hands of Boomic. He's taking some damage. Oh, he pushes forward, finds Cirque, and Cirque is going to take him down. And oh no, not like this. NaVi had so many things to play with in this round, but NRG, they just have an answer for absolutely everything.
Zerk has picked up the bomb and he's rotating it through the apartment. Electronic won't find a bomb, but he might find a rifle, and he would find a high ground advantage. As you can see, Zerk jumping out of the window rather than throwing the bomb for a teammate. So there's no one in the apps for NRG, so maybe, just maybe, there's a chance for NaVi, but Electronic actually not going through the apartments, maybe looking to hold on to the rifle. They need this money at this point. Perhaps it's too late. To risk anything further based on what they have. There we go. So the M4A4, Ethan going into the apartments alone with the...
Yeah, it's a position that Boomic put himself in, and I have so much to play with there, but you can see he was worried about them knowing exactly where he was. He wanted a more forward position. He had to take a risk. It's just lethal precision, the reaction. Time was phenomenal. NRG 15-12. NaVi facing elimination here. This is going to take something special. At least they're in a 4-buy, James. At least they have everything to throw at NRG in this round to try to keep themselves alive.
If you want to support your team, then now is the time to make some noise. This might be the last round for NaVi, or maybe there's more fight in them. Simple's on the AWP once again. They've had mixed results, and they've mostly gone the way of NRG. Hit Breeze and Cirque behind the boxes. Tarek having a look towards it, smoked off. Again, NRG keeping the CTs on it. They've got everything covered more or less. Tarek's doing 2 jobs, but they've got Ethan and Palace. They've got Stan on the ramp. Tarek making sure there's no forward position. A luxury afforded to NaVi in the round prior. But being all spread out, which they have had success with in different rounds as well.
And NRG just running their default like this, they would really punish NaVi if NaVi was to make any aggressive plays anywhere. And for NaVi, it starts to get a little bit worrisome because you've expended all your utility. There's very little utility remaining. They've got no flashbangs left. They've got 2 incendiaries, and as far as they know, there could be a set piece coming. So that's a problem, because that means they have to live and die by the bomb side with no utility. And this is it. Everything to the connected position. Electronic gets the spot, and Cirque misses the shot. Simple connects at a bowling alley, and it's just Ethan Lears. There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere. Something happened of this terrible situation, and NaVi bring it back 13-15. They stay alive for at least one more.
It might be more than one more, Dan, because the money for NRG is in a really 1,500. Stand with not much more, and it looks like it's going to be a force buy from NRG.
Oh,
they are only two rounds ahead. They've got a Mac WP at 15-13. They've got to use their bodies. They've got to put everything on the line. Someone's got to take a bullet for the president, and it might be Tarek with a forward position. There could be flashbangs over the top. We've got Stan creeping in mid with a P250. A big grenade taken by Tarek. They're continuing to press forwards. There are only 2 CTs here. Beamish caught with a grenade in his hand, but he can still find some frags. Can he cover his teammate? He can! They've got 3 kills so far. Cirque and Stan, they could still do this though. Fire. And now Stan is alone. 1 versus 4. NaVi are still in this game. The 4th buy is ruined.
Oh my God. I think we've got to be going to it. They needed a bomb plant to... Right now, all they're sitting on is about 2,000. $1,000 per player. If they would have got that sacrifices to have utility, this so calm. We need a player just NaVi. I think we're going to overtime here, James. It would take a catastrophe for that to not to be the case.
That was, in terms of equipment, that was awful. NRG had 2 chances to win 1 round to take this match. They chose the force buy, they chose the junk, and they failed. And now they're left with even worse. They did rush with an AWP, which is an interesting one, but
I mean, Cirque missed 2 shots. He had two free shots too.
But maybe there's time for that later. For now, we've got some pistols. Could have been 2 Galils or something, but I mean, Cirque is really hot at the moment. But maybe he won't be with a Tech 9.
That's not over just yet. Simple will be forced back just for a moment by the flashbang, but he's very happy to repeat this one, and he's going to pick up a kill because of it. Electronic with the spray, with the AK, and he has to fall back. He doesn't find a frag, but gets damage, and they see exactly what's going on. Simple will find Breeze in the window, and he will remove him. He is not allowed there, and now Simple will look for the next peek, finds Cirque. And you can see that NRG, James, they put everything on getting frags in middle, and it's just even that's picked one up. NaVi are looking very strong here. I can't quite see exactly how NRG could find something in this round now at this point. Ethan's only got 14 points of health. Does have the bomb, though, as he pushes towards the stairs. And Cirque has the AK, but he's around underpass at the moment.
I think he's in the short position.
Was he short?
From what I can tell, yeah, he's in the ladder in.
Okay.
From that frag earlier on, Ethan trying to play against the rotation, but now the bomb has been lost. 40 seconds. Cirque is position unknown for the time being. We've got to push in B apartment, so the unknown position, the options for that are getting smaller and smaller. So Yusuf makes his way through the underpass. Cirque has 30 seconds to collect the bomb or win by elimination. This could hardly be worse. Boomich is surely in the strongest position, but Simple will be spotted first. It's got to be a free kill for Boomich now. There's no way Cirque can do this, and we're going to overtime. NaVi have fought back. Somehow they have brought this back. A horrific second half where they barely won rounds, but they're still here.
The story really felt like it was too strong to handle, too hot for this one for NaVi. We had those clutches from Tarek, the clutch from Cirque right after that as well. It felt like that had to be the breaking point. But NaVi held on, and you know what? That just shows their experience on a stage like this. That just shows their will to win, their hunger for this major trophy, and this could be a complete reset for this entire series, James. If NaVi are able to carry through and create that dent in the morale of NRG by bringing themselves back like this could just change completely from this point forward.
An AWP for both squads. You saw frustration for Cirque. He is 28 for 16. And he has a position in Palace. Ethan creeps towards the ramp. Is the worst over for NaVi? Will they grow with strength? The desk spoke about NaVi in overtimes. Maybe that will continue to be on the A-bomb site for NaVi. Not too interested in mid. The smoke is in connector, and it's well timed. Simple with eyes over the smoke towards short. But there are 2 players moving into connector for NRG.
Looking to go for that classic time-old split. And Simple's in a great position towards ticket again. This is a way that you can blow a play like this up. Goes for the hardest shot there. Not able to land that one. They know where he is. Hits the second one though. Stanislaw hits the ground hard as Simple stays in position, but Cirque knows where he is. The peak is good for 2. And now Flamey, he has too much to handle over by the shadow position. And Boomish and Zeus have to rotate in for the retake. And the AWP is posted up. Cirque whiffs that one. Boomish lucky to still be alive. And he's going to continue pressing the issue straight through the smoke as the bomb goes down. He knows this might be the only chance to gain position. Gets the dink onto Cirque. There's trouble now for NRG.
Boomish taking massive risks. He's trying to buy time, show presence to allow Zeus to activate. You can see him there coming up the ramp. There's the frag. They know Cirque was in Palace, but he's rotated, and now it's down to Zeus. He is in a sandwich. He doesn't know it just yet. Looking at the bomb as he falls to the floor. The first round goes to NRG.
Those picks from Cirque were really phenomenal, very fast with the AWP. The punish onto Simple, of course, that first kill that he got was so key, and that's ultimately the reason he's supposed to be that pick on with that elevation 16 right now, and NRG pick up that.
They cannot lose another round by wipeout. As it's a nice work on that short position. Makes Electronics' job difficult and risky. And there is the punish. Zeus, they look to victimize him again towards that B bomb site. We've got mollies around the van that will help him. That's a very nice shot from him, but he's going to get instantly traded. The numbers advantage is too strong on the B bomb site. And now NaVi might have to consider saving. Boomish in that middle position is going to get taken down. And now they've got to save, or do they? A trade from Flamey keeps it close.
Oh man, it's a really hard call, isn't it? 2v3, the bomb's not even down just yet. But again, if they both die, they don't have anything to take into the next round. It is a horrible position to be in. I'm sure every ounce of them really wants to go for it, but you know, the rational mind says you've got to go for the safer, and that's what they're going to go for in this position. NRG threatening that 3-0 at the opening of overtime, and that's really that they didn't get such a lead by any mistake or anything but just stellar Counter-Strike, and that's what they're showing us here.
Making very, very sure that bomb's not being defused. At this point, doesn't matter if they die. Secure the round at all costs. And that is 2 from 2. And all those players see those flames surrounding them, but those flames for NaVi mean another round lost, another chance gone. Less money in the bag to try and defend Mirage. Last round of the first half of overtime, and we've got the MP9s coming out, the French guns. Simple still has an AWP, importantly, but will he be able to use it? NRG haven't been shy of a fast round towards A or B, a burst, an abuse of the numbers game, but they'll start in mid for the most part.
Yeah, looking for that default, looking for that control, but quick damage to Stan is traded with Flamey. There you go. NaVi, that's what they need to see, the early advantage out of the frag. They don't have to keep committing, they got the kill, and that's what they were here for.
Breeze very close to that connector position. There's a smoke from the short area. And NRG may have to wait for control of connector unless they choose to force the issue. 5 versus 4 in favor of NaVi. Once again, Zeus is deep in the B apartments. There's a smoke up at the moment, but that might have something to do with the remainder of this round. There's a bait setup. You can see Boomish looking to engage. Doesn't quite work out. Tarek is low, but will he check for Zeus's position? That frag has actually brought Simple into the B bomb site. But the bomb is still in mid, and with that smoke up, as you can see on the radar, they're going to be moving in for a split of the B bomb site. And Simple's in position. Free frag for Zeus. Great angle for Simple. Needs one more. Cirque will not be doing anything in this round. And finally, Simple's turned up. Finally, he's landing the flicks. But is it too late? They stopped the 3-0. That's really crucial. You can see the pressure on the coach. This is really tight. It's supposed to be their map, but they are still behind as they move to the T side. Here are the snipers. This has been a great game for Cirque, but it's not over just yet. Simple with 22 frags of the AWP, and we don't have to wait long to see if it will continue. NRG going all in the first round. 2 AWPs. We call it all in because if they lose that round and the round afterwards, the map becomes basically indefensible with the money they have left over. So it's a high risk. We'll see if there is a reward. Cirque and Tarek with the AWPs once again. Simple and Boomit starting towards mid. There are flashbangs from the A-bomb site. Cirque in connector. Lu looking over the smoke. Nothing doing just yet. And NaVi will have big presence now in apartments, but there's no shyness in Ethan. Having a look towards the ramp. Not seeing much just yet.
Slow push through underpass and the late appearance from Simple with the AWP in top mid. Gonna mix up those approaches and how you take middle, keep the CTs guessing, but they have that forward set up towards the A ramp, so they're happy to play passively in this spot. And the key thing is that they have Cirque around ticket. You know, we've mentioned it a few times, it's one of the most important ways that you can defend the pushes through connector. You can see him with so much elevation there. Boost into the window. This could be really strong. They're going to boost 2 into the window. This is very interesting here for NaVi.
Do wonder if we're going to see a rotation from NRG. Tarek is currently playing the pixel gap towards the B bomb site, so he's got reasonable information through the B apartments, but he's just dropped off actually to throw a smoke grenade on short for his teammate, but he may feel confident enough to go straight back to his angle, and indeed he's done exactly that. So does Breeze start to rotate now? NRG are in very forward position. Simple knows all the angles though, and that is a cue to burst onto the A-bomb site.
Only 20 seconds to plant the bomb. They have to get every single kill in quick succession. Ethan, he could do something about this. That's the bomb on the ground. Ethan with great spray, almost finds himself a third, but a beautiful shot from Simple saves it. But he's got to be careful here because is there going to be a push through connector? He's so exposed. I can't believe he's doing this. Falls back, manages to stay alive for just long enough, but Tarek comes in, takes him out, leaves Electronic in the clutch, in the 1 versus 2. They have no idea where he is. 3-1 for Electronic. Now they know, but Tarek has an AWP. Can he find a way? If he goes on the bench, he might find the elevation. Electronic has to stay crouched there. He's got to be so careful in where Tarek actually positions with that AWP, and he finds it! Tarek finds it, and he has time without the kit to get the defuse. Oh my God. James, the audacity to go for that plant from Simple with no cover. I just cannot believe he went for that.
That was terrifying to watch, but the king of content prevails. Tarek takes NRG to another match point. They've got 2 of them now. NRG with a full buy, need 1 round from 2. No more MAC-10s, no CZs, or other nonsense. They will come into this round with the 1 AWP, but maybe that will be enough. Tactical timeout from NaVi. They cannot fail. The margin for error is 0. It is 0. They've got to take 2 from 2 to force a second overtime.
What's hard to imagine as well is that imagine that Simple doesn't get that pick in that last round. They had such little time at the point in which he made that pick. Like, you know, what was the plan? You know, when were they going to actually go for it? So it looks like, you know, they were struggling to find a way in against that very passive play style of NRG, which might actually encourage NRG to play like that in the coming round here as well, as NaVi did struggle with that approach. But we will see. Time will tell. The way. At least NaVi have a good buy, as to NRG. Breeze straight into the underpass here for fast aggression. He's going to hear a lot of steps.
It's so important not to be afraid to play your game, even when you've got advantages, and NRG have demonstrated that round after round after round. Not just Breeze, but Tarek. They want to win the round in B apartments, it seems. Shades of threat level NIP, CT side splitting the B apartments. But it might not work out for them. Breeze has been lost. NaVi with the bomb moving towards the mid position. Ethan is going to re-aggress. I love it.
NaVi, they are rotating out though. Ethan will find out perhaps soon enough, but Zeus is making a lot of noise, and that might convince them that something's going on here. Picks up the kill on Zeus, but they have to figure out very quickly, because NaVi are gonna, with that, losing Zeus in that position, surely they're just gonna have to run into the A-bomb site. They do have a minute to play with, so they could try to pull or capitalize or punish some rotations from NRG as they occupy middle, which has been completely abandoned, and that does allow for boosts.
Yeah, but with the smoke top connector, NaVi have actually limited what they can do in the short term. So they've given a window for NRG to rotate because they took connector with that smoke grenade. They know Cirque is lurking somewhere, so it has to be fair with that. 35 seconds, there's a smoke on Boomich. They're looking to clear jungle perhaps. Stanislaw will stop them from planting a bomb though. They're gonna be forced to engage with him. The smoke is up. There's a flashbang. It's beautiful. Stan's been spotted, but he's buying time to see again. Flamey jumping up, but he somehow finds the frag. Ethan is here, but he can't trade. Grenades will force them from their position, and the bomb's been planted.
This is a tough one for Cirque and Ethan coming back in. Good positioning here from NaVi. They are very spread out. Lots of positions to worry about. The incendiary wall help that deals a sandwich. There's no T player there. Double peek will be coming in from... Oh, we're going to go for the boost. That's pretty brave. Boomish just peers from that A-ramp position. Really nice timing. And now Ethan rescues the AWP. NaVi looking to survive here, looking to cut off everything as Simple's about to take away this AWP from Ethan. And there's the double peek. You love to see it. Beautiful timing from NaVi. And they pick up another round. They stay alive in this one, looking to get to 18, looking to force the second overtime.
One more round for either team for a very different situation. Cirque with just enough money to buy another AWP. So integral to this squad. 2 MP9s. Now we see the shortcomings when you have a big investment at the beginning, even with a back and forth. If you lose players, you lose money. Cirque in a short position, no challenge early. NaVi favoring presence in apartments, and again, no shyness from NRG. Breeze with a lot of information. He's in a very, very forward position. But with a player in Palace, how will they approach the B bomb site, NRG? Ethan is aggressive. He's got his teammate Cirque to cover top mid, more or less, not completely, but he'll eventually fall off Ethan. NaVi being careful. We can see Flamey moving away from the A bomb site now. How long does Breeze hold this position for? NRG looking to win the game in the mid position, but they lose the first duel with Boomish.
That is, he survives with 2 HP. What an important frag for NaVi. Cirque is trying to punish, normally if underpass gets taken in the mid defaults, you'll see someone come top mid, but Cirque can't find that player. NaVi are definitely playing a style here in which NRG can't quite understand where they are going. So that is going to be quite confusing because you've got 4 players. Where do you push them? Where do you commit them? Now more mid presence coming in from Zeus. Stanislaw with the off angle though will win the battle.
And with that, Breeze starts to move through Palace immediately, but he's very, very far away. And the push is coming in towards the B bomb site. And Cirque is here. He's ready. He's waiting. And now he is the bait. You can see Tarek is just waiting for the plays. They're running out of players, NaVi. They don't have anyone through the choke point. And it's Boomish with 2 HP and 25 seconds. And 4 NRG players. Spots 1, but he's got so much more to do. 20 seconds, NRG need not peek. He has to plant a bomb, let alone find these players. 15 seconds, he's on the window. Again, no one needs to peek. It only gets worse, and it's a 2-0 for NRG. They've taken the series versus NaVi.
NRG into the semi-finals. What a match it was, going from strength to strength, really showing some great form on that first map, and things got hard, things got really real on this second one on Mirage. NaVi, they had a good fight, but it just seems like NRG, there's just too much. The brute force approach from them was something that was very impressive. I think few teams in this tournament can really hold a candle to.
At the moment, NRG might be looking like the best team in this tournament. Maybe there is a question to be asked by the teams to come later on. But for now, what a performance from NRG. And there will be no major for Simple yet. Not yet. His road comes to an end. The road for NaVi in this tournament comes to an end. And they've got to be disappointed with this series.
Yeah, but the thing is as well, this has been such a difficult major for every single top team. Nothing has been given. We've seen upsets from start to finish, and that just goes to show the level of Counter-Strike is ridiculous, and that makes it even better for NRG that they are one of the teams that does stand tall when it's so hard. And it is time to hear from NRG with Trace down on the stage.
Thank you so much, fellas. That's right, I've got NRG. Let's make some noise for these semi-finalists. Well, Stan, I've got to ask you, you've led these guys to new heights. You guys are now in the semifinals, and you've done it the long way, the hard way. You had to go through the minors. You did it the longest way possible. Talk to me about how you guys are feeling.
We're feeling great. We're feeling confident, and I blew chunks that last map, but this guy's insane, this guy's insane, this guy's insane, this guy's insane, that coach is insane. We have one of the best rosters out there, and I couldn't ask for anything more.
All right, would you happen to agree with that, Berlin? Sounds like they're on your side. You guys have quite a bit of a fan base out there. Tarek, what do you got to say?
I want to thank you guys in the crowd. You guys cheered us through the whole way, and you guys are a big part of how we won that game. So shout out to everyone in the crowd and everyone at home as well in Twitch chat. You guys are the MVPs.
Can't forget Twitch chat. I know that you guys are out there. One last question I'm going to have for you is this. We got another quarterfinal coming up. You know it's a big one. I'm sure you guys have had your eye on it. It's going to be Liquid Astralis. Who do you want to play?
I don't care because we already beat both.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. A little trash talk, a little banter. Let's go ahead and make some noise for the second semi-finalist.
Oh, the energy, you can feel it from them. NRG are off to the semi-finals. Stanislaw, quite the statement. Not only have they bested Liquid, Astralis, NaVi, Renegades, all teams in the top 8, and now NaVi sent home in 2, no less. They do not slip up. That record is not tarnished. One mess-up is all they've had versus the Dream Eaters.
Absolute respect for NRG. I came in here thinking NaVi were going to show up in the big moments, and they crumbled. But the youngsters, all these individuals right here, show up in a big way.
Yeah.
And they get it done on a map where, look, NaVi, we thought it was a weird choice. It definitely was. That's Cirque. I still can't believe what an absolutely phenomenal performance from him.
I mean, you know, there's always a question coming into not only what his first top 8 playoff spot in the major, at least not to this capacity. 31 frags against not only NaVi, but Simple performing. That was what people requested. That was a win condition. Our analysts who are joining us here, of course, Sean Gares, Duncan Thorin Shields, and Chad Sponge Birchall. It was always a conversation of, you know, if this happens, we're going to have a close game. Regardless, Cirque delivers, top of the scoreboard, and putting in quite the show, Sean.
Cirque and Tarek, actually.
Yeah.
Those late round heroics in the B site, I mean, that's ultimately what won this game, right? I mean, once they got to OT, you felt like NaVi hit their stride. That's when Simple started to show up.
Yeah.
But no, NRG hit like another gear right there in OT and stole it.
Completely. I mean, it's just a robbery for I'm sure the NaVi fans here in the Mercedes-Benz Arena. But when you take a look at the Counter-Strike, Chad, NaVi put up the fight you were asking for after Dust 2.
On the second map, for sure, right? On the first map, if you missed it, I was extremely critical. I thought that they, had an abysmal Dust 2. Mirage was better, but look, this team, they're not playing as a team, right? And I don't mean that in a horrible way. You heard from Kane in the interview, they said, we have our strengths, we need to play towards them. Well, that's having the individuals at the moment go off, and you can't win a game with that alone. That was the win condition for NaVi, in my opinion, and that wasn't the way that they could even get across the line. What Stan's been able to do, I think he's been with this team for just under 90 days now. Daps did the foundations. Daps did a lot of the hard work. Stan's come in. He's a much better player than Daps, mechanically speaking. He's gotten teams through. He's won championships before in the past. So not only is Stan, coming in here and now driving the ship, it looks like he's a leader of men, and the personality that he had right there alongside of Tarek, that's what we need to see. They're headed in the right direction, and I'm converted.
And remember, this wasn't one of the NRG best maps.
No.
I mean, it's not the best map for NaVi either, but they were trying to basically pick it as a punish. So the fact that you can even go toe-to-toe with them, you obviously had the big lead throughout the game. You looked like you didn't have the deepest playbook, like you did repeatedly go back to just banging out B basically and trying to pressure Zeus with 4-man rushes, etc. But the nerve to actually hold it together, like, yeah, I would have thought that once it gets to overtime, surely the veterans take over now. We go to a third map, this is fine still. So I think it's a lot of grit from NRG to pull it out.
While his highlights are running, though, Cirque, I mean, his story, from his rookie year to now walking into a semi-finals, I mean, he has had quite a revolutionary growth under the NRG jersey, under that brand, and now new leadership.
Yeah, more importantly, it's his entry frag abilities. I'm so impressed with Cirque's performance throughout this major, his ability to find opening picks. It's something that I think, previously he was missing. Stan seems to, have created a system around him. And Stan also has implemented a lot of very creative rushes. I mean, that gifted them a couple rounds on their T side, right? That A rush, the rush connector through the smoke. I think they should have won that B rush to end regulation, to be honest.
That was a ballsy call, but it almost worked.
Yeah.
It nearly did.
I loved the calling out of Stanislaw throughout this game, and honestly, NRG was by far the better team today.
I just want to let that sink in. NRG was by far the better team today. We said that first at the minors. Then, of course, after they breezed through that, we headed to the challengers, perhaps expecting some resistance there. No. Into the legends. No. Now into the champions.
Are you ready? Because think about who they can play in the next round. 2 teams they've already beaten.
Yeah, right. And that's the awesome bit about Stan's banter just there. He doesn't care who he plays because they've already beaten both of them. And also to note, I said it before, there were 16 maps played for them. They've only lost one map so far. That was to Dream Eaters. They just went 2-0 here. So far they've only lost one map in the entire campaign. That's coming through the entire minor system to now. That is mental.
Also, important to note, they've beaten both the teams on the other side of the bracket as well.
Oh,
they've beaten everyone remaining in this tournament.
Oh, that is quite the statement. And breathe it in. Not only what you've just seen, but what you will get to see if you stick around. Astralis versus Liquid. As if the main course wasn't enough, we have the sweetest of desserts for this quarterfinal.
You got to stop being cynical, guys. Like, stop just pulling against the youth, you got to believe in people, NA, they're on the rise.
Well, I think Sean has to hand in his passport now or something along those lines.
Listen, it's possible I think if Team Liquid beats Astralis, then Sean actually goes 0 for 7 on his pick'em.
That is true.
Also, if Team Liquid beats Astralis, Sean pointed this out to us earlier, there will be no European representation. You have CIS, you have Australia.
I've got a more ridiculous one. There will be no Danish people in the top 4. There will be no Swedish people in the top 4. There will be no French people in the top 4. Like, what year is this? Like, is it like the 31st century or something? I'm watching CSGO.
Welcome to 2019. I mean, yes, it started not too long ago where we see North America win its first major. It's dismissed and swept under the rug as a fluke, and understandably so. And now North America is here in a very large capacity, not only in this quarterfinal, but in Liquid versus Astralis. Chad, the words as to why people should stick around. If there's a newer viewer who's just tuned in, missed the first match, why on earth do they stay tuned for Liquid versus Astralis?
Should be a pretty easy one, Alex. You have the best team of 2018, the team who changed the way that we view Counter-Strike, the team who is the greatest team to ever touch the game, who has dipped in form in 2019, but wants vengeance against Liquid, the #1 team in the world right now, who is struggling just a little bit, but I think they might be showing something a bit different today.
I do have a feeling in my waters we've got a game on our way, and I think, you know, what we should do is go ahead and take a break so we can do this justice and get this show on the road. So anyway, we catch our breath, we'll take a break. When we come back, the StarLadder Major, live from Berlin, live from the Mercedes-Benz Arena, has Liquid and Astralis coming straight to you.
Change of